The last table that we need to set up is the admins table. So we're going to need a controller and a route for that. Let's go ahead and head into the text editor, and we'll go to a new terminal, and we'll run php artisan make controller. It's going to be in the admins folder, and it's going to be called admins or admin controller. We're going to make it resourceful, and we're going to attach the user model to it. Okay, now that that's done, we can go ahead and open up the route. And then we can go ahead and copy this one, and we'll just change it as needed. Now, there are only two routes that we're going to need in here, and it's going to be get and patch. So we can delete that. This. And this will be admins. This will be admin controller, and the rest should be fine. Let's go ahead and import this. Okay, good. So now let's go ahead into the controller. And in here, like usual, all we have to do is return a page, and it'll be the admins page. So it'll be return inertia. Make sure to import that. Render. And the page is going to be admins index. And then we're going to pass in two things. Don't forget the semicolon. The first thing we're going to pass in is admins. And so very much like the user controller, we're searching for the user, where is admin equals 1. And I explained that in the previous video, but that's coming from the database. So now we only need to grab, instead of all of them, we're just going to do a get. And the next thing we're going to pass is roles. The roles equals role all. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and make this page. Down to resources, JS, pages, admins, and then we'll create a new folder for admins. Admins, and the page itself is view. .view. Fantastic. Why don't we go ahead and close this, switch this back to our other terminals, just to make sure that we're not getting any errors. And then we can go to the users page and then just copy out the whole page. And we'll just make edits as we need. Copy, here, paste. So now we're going to head all the way to the top and then work our way down. We don't need this. Yeah, we do actually. Okay. So now this is going to be admins. Because we're not creating any admins, we don't need this modal, this open modal button. Okay, so head down. Name, we're going to also need role. Email, join, that's all fine. Head down. And then in here, it's going to be admins. Here, 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 here will be admin. Will be admin name, email, and in here we're going to do, right above this, we're just going to copy and paste this, get rid of this, open this up, and then in here we're going to have template. Go ahead, open that up. Then here we're going to loop through the roles. So v4 equals role in admin roles. The key is going to equal role ID. And here we're going to have role name. Okay, so now we have admin email created at. Don't need this edit button. Sorry, we do need the edit button. We don't need the delete button. Okay, so edit modal, admin. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and comment this out for now. And then come down to the modal itself. Because we're not actually editing or we're not creating the admins, we can just go ahead and put edit current admin. So we're not going to be using this for a create modal as well. That's fine. Okay, scroll down. Preview form name. We don't actually need that, and we don't need this either. Go ahead and get rid of that. And then we're only going to have one function in here, so we don't need to have this here. And our function is just going to be update admin. Okay, go down. Name, form.name. But we don't actually need this class, because what we're going to do is we're not going to be able to edit these admins. The only thing we're going to be able to edit for them are their roles. So we don't need all this stuff. Get rid of that. Okay, and we'll keep autofocus. Class of h4 is fine. Text, placeholders, name, and vmodel form.name. And we're also going to just make this disabled, because as I said, we're not going to be editing it. We're just going to display it. Okay, which means we also don't need the errors. And let's see, we don't need the emails. Get rid of that. And we don't need this VF because it's just going to be here. Okay, so roles, multi-select, form.roles. Just need one. We choose new role. Multiple false, true. Options will be the same. Add tag. Everything else will be the same in here. Okay, so head down. Form.errors.roles will be the same. And then this we can just say update. Okay, so let's scroll down. Let's go ahead and comment this out. Comment this out. And this we need to change to admins. This edit mode we don't need. This is the same. Role options. And we're not going to be using this anymore, so that's good. New role. Role options push. Form roles push. Edit modal. All good. Then modal. Close modal. Okay. Let's go ahead. We can get rid of this one because we're not going to be using it. And we'll just comment this one out for now. And we can get rid of this one as well. Because remember, we're just doing, just being able to display them and then edit them. So we don't need this anymore. Why don't we go ahead and also make the link in the sidebar? This way we can just go right to it. So we'll copy this. And I think it's up here, so we can just paste this right in here. Paste admins. So let's head over to the browser and refresh and get that link. Make sure it's working. Okay, so here we go, admins. Okay, cool. So I want to have this capitalized, and I want to, well, we can leave roles under not capitalized, but I definitely want that name capitalized. So close out sidebar, close out users, head up. Okay, so role is fine. So here we'll go class equals capitalized. So now let's start working on this edit function. Go back to the browser. We already have the route, so that's fine. Go to the controller. And we can actually copy the update from the user controller, since we did that in the previous episode. Okay, shrink that. That up. Copy. And normally I would suggest just typing it all out because muscle memory is very, very important. And it's a really good way to learn the code is when you're typing everything out. But for the demonstration, I'm just copying just to save us some time. But that is something that I do recommend. Okay, so let's go ahead and comment. Well, we can comment both of these out for now. And then instead of updating admin role, we can just sync the roles. Okay, because what we're just doing is just saying if it's already an admin, then we can just go ahead and sync the new role, return back. Okay, and here we need to put an else statement. Else. User role equals role where ID does equal 5 first, then user update is admin equals 0, and then user sync roles user role, and then return back. So all that this one is doing now is just looking for the actual user role. It's grabbing that ID, it's updating the user so that the isAdmin will now equal 0, because if they're already an admin, their isAdmin equals 1. We're syncing that user role, and then we're returning back. And if all of that is good, then we can return back. Now let's head into the index method and go ahead and sort that out as well. The name of our function is update admins. We want to make sure that's the same here. Update admins. Okay, so let's uncomment this. This form patch admins, and admin has been updated. Then in here, we don't need this admin, we can just pass in the form. Okay, so let's go ahead, refresh, and see if it works. Okay, so let's go ahead and click edit here, and we're not getting anything. Let's see what our inspect tools say. Console, uncaught property data of undefined. Let's see. Go up. Users. And actually, this should be this admin. Okay, so let's try it again. Refresh. Okay, so let's see, no more error. And let's click it again. Okay, so now we're getting it. Let's try to change the developer, change them to a moderator. Update. Admin's update is not the route. See? Admins. Back. Refresh. Okay, let's try again. Edit. Developer. Moderator. Update. Okay, undefined offset of 0. Admin controllers. Okay, so what we need to do now is go back to the admin controller. And now we don't need this 0 anymore. We don't need this one anymore. And hopefully that should work now. So let's give that a try. Okay, click edit. Moderator. Admin has been updated. Now they're a moderator. Fantastic. So now let's go ahead and also try to change them into a user and see if they go back to the user table. Okay, so they're no longer here. Now we can close this and head over to the users table and see if they're in there. So users, another test. Fantastic. Okay, cool. So now I'm not actually gonna pass in any pagination over here because we only have 4, and I can't imagine that we would have too many more admins than this. But if in the event that for your projects you do want to have more admins, you can go ahead and add pagination, and I've shown you how to do that already. Okay, so now let's add our validation as well, because I do believe we have it in the... Do we? We do. So let's add the validation in here. Now this one will be really easy because we're not checking for any of this stuff, but we are checking for whether or not the role has been inserted. So instead of request roles null, we can now just do request if no request roles. Okay, then we'll return back with errors. Roles, the role field is required. And that should be good. So let's see if that works. Go back, refresh. Okay, let's click this one. And now let's just get rid of it. Update. The other thing I wanted to show you is see how that disabled. We're unable to change anything in there. So that's what that was for. And I'm pretty sure that I put capitalized here, but let's go back and check. This is done now. This would be in our table name. Yeah, I put it in there. I think it's supposed to be text capitalized. Yeah. Okay, my bad. Go back, refresh. Okay, there we go. That looks much better. Let's go ahead and do some cleanup in here and get rid of all those commented out things that we have that we're not using. So we can get rid of this. Get rid of this. This one. Edited mode. Everything else should be good. Fantastic. So now we can close this one and this one. Okay. Now the last thing I want to do today is I want to clean up this web routes because this is just a lot. And I don't generally like to leave the routes like this. What I like to do is condense them as much as possible. Meaning, for this admin's route, or the route grouping, we're going to say route, resource, admins, comma, admin controller, class. Okay, and then outside of that, we're going to do parameters. And in these parameters, the admins that we're calling is going to actually be user, since that's what we're injecting into the root model binding. Okay, so it'll be user. And now the only two routes we're using from here are index and update. Okay, so put a semicolon at the end of that. We're going to comment this one out to make sure that it works. And then we will head back into our browser and make sure that all of our routes are still working. Okay, the fact that we're here is a good sign. Let's try to click edit. We'll change developer to moderator, update. Okay, and that's still working fine. I do want to change, though, the name in the modal as well. So why don't we do that really quick before we continue with the rest of these? So admin's index, form, we'll say text, capitalize. Okay, let's just go ahead and refresh and make sure that that took. Okay, click edit, and good, it took. So let's go ahead and finish those other routes. Okay, so now we can go ahead and get rid of this. I'm just gonna copy and paste this one. This will be users, user controller, Parameters we don't need to specify. And then since we're using more than we're not, we can just say accept, create, show, and edit. There are 7 functions in the controllers, so this should be fine. Let's go ahead and get rid of these, and we'll do the next one. So this one is permissions. Permission controller, and then we're doing the same, so create, show, and edit. Now we can get rid of that one. Copy paste. This one will be roles. This will be role controller, and then the same thing, create, show, and edit. Now we can get rid of this. Okay, and now our web.routes, web.php is much cleaner. So let's go back, refresh, and make sure that all of these are working. Okay, now we don't really need to test all the functions. Let's just go to the pages, because if we can go to the pages just fine, that means the routes are working. Users, roles, okay, and the last one is permissions. Okay, fantastic. In the next episode, I want to take care of some other code cleanup. There are some little tweaks that I want to make to certain things, such as adding classes to these sidebar, active classes to these links in the sidebar, and also in the forms, these buttons are still clickable whether or not there's anything in them. So that's just a couple of the things that I want to do. We'll take care of them in the next episode before we get into cutting off the routes and the functions and everything else based on the role. So I'm going to make sure to post all this stuff up to GitHub. The link will be in the description. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.